Have you ever wondered why you find yourself inexplicably drawn to certain products, even when you didn't plan on buying them? Or marveled at how politicians sway public opinion with their carefully crafted speeches? These are the subtle arts of persuasion at work, shaping our decisions and influencing our actions in ways we may not even realize. But what if I told you that behind every persuasive pitch lies a meticulously calculated strategy? Enter Light Yagami, a master strategist in the realm of persuasion. In the anime world of Death Note, Light's cunning manipulation tactics serve as a compelling case study in the psychology of influence. But here's the twist. What if I were to reveal that Light's tactics are not just confined to the realm of fiction? What if I told you that by unraveling the secrets of Light's strategies, you could gain an edge in your own life, mastering the art of influence and persuasion? Are you curious to discover the hidden truths behind the subtle power of persuasion? Stay tuned and watch till the end, because the knowledge you'll gain may just reshape the way you navigate the world around you. Framing is a powerful psychological tool that shapes how we perceive information and make decisions. It's the art of presenting information in a way that influences how it's interpreted, guiding our thoughts and actions towards a desired outcome. In Death Note, Light Yagami masterfully employs framing to manipulate situations to his advantage. Whether he's orchestrating elaborate schemes to frame others for his crimes or shaping public opinion through selective presentation of facts, Light understands the importance of controlling the narrative. For example, when Light manipulates events to make it seem like the work of the mysterious vigilante Kira is the work of a hero rather than a murderer, he effectively frames the narrative in his favor, garnering support from a significant portion of the population. But framing isn't just a tactic for fictional characters. It's a strategy used by advertisers, politicians, and even everyday individuals to shape perceptions and influence behavior. Consider how a simple change in wording can dramatically alter our response to a message. For example, describing a product as 90% fat-free frames it as healthy and desirable, whereas labeling it as 10% fat may evoke a different reaction. By understanding the power of framing, you can become more aware of how information is presented to you and others. You can learn to recognize when someone is attempting to influence your perception and make more informed decisions as a result. So how can you use framing to your advantage in everyday interactions? Start by carefully choosing your words and emphasizing aspects of a situation that support your desired outcome. Whether you're negotiating a deal or persuading others to see things from your perspective, framing can be a subtle yet effective tool in your arsenal of persuasion. Remember, the way you frame a situation can shape not only how others perceive it, but also how they respond to it. By mastering the art of framing, you can wield influence with precision and finesse, just like Light Yagami in Death Note. Framing is just one piece of the puzzle when it comes to influencing others. Another powerful tool in the arsenal of persuasion is social proof. Social proof is a psychological phenomenon that influences our decisions by looking to others for guidance on how to behave or what choices to make. It's the principle behind the belief that if others are doing something, it must be the right thing to do. In Death Note, we see Light Yagami leveraging social proof to garner support for his actions. By carefully orchestrating public displays of justice and rallying public opinion behind him, Light creates a sense of legitimacy around his actions, making it easier for others to accept his authority. For example, when Light Yagami becomes widely known as Kira and is hailed as a hero by many for his apparent ability to rid the world of criminals, he effectively uses social proof to rally support for his cause. But social proof isn't limited to fictional scenarios. In the real world, we encounter social proof every day, from the way we dress to the products we buy. Think about the last time you made a purchase based on positive reviews or recommendations from friends. That's social proof in action. Businesses often use social proof to their advantage by showcasing testimonials, user ratings, or endorsements from influencers. These signals of approval create a sense of trust and credibility, making us more likely to follow suit. To harness the power of social proof in your own life, look for opportunities to demonstrate social validation. Whether it's highlighting customer testimonials, showcasing endorsements from trusted sources or simply mentioning the popularity of a product or idea. Subtly incorporating social proof can amplify your influence and persuasion. By understanding the psychology behind social proof, you can tap into the innate desire to conform and use it to your advantage. Just like Light Yagami, who understood the importance of rallying support behind his cause, you too can leverage social proof to sway opinions and shape outcomes in your favor. Framing and social proof are just two of the psychological tricks at our disposal when it comes to influencing others. Another powerful principle that plays a significant role in persuasion is reciprocity. Reciprocity is a fundamental principle of social psychology that describes the tendency for people to feel obliged to repay others when they receive something from them. It's the basis of the age-old adage, "You scratch my back, and I'll scratch yours." In Death Note, Light Yagami expertly exploits the principle of reciprocity to manipulate others into doing his bidding. Whether he's offering a small favor or a token of appreciation, Light understands that by creating a sense of indebtedness, he can influence others to comply with his requests. But reciprocity isn't just a tool for fictional characters. It's a powerful strategy used by marketers, salespeople, and even everyday individuals to build rapport and foster positive relationships. Think about the last time someone did something nice for you. Did you feel compelled to reciprocate the gesture? By understanding the principle of reciprocity, you can use this innate human tendency to your advantage. Whether it's offering assistance, providing valuable information, or simply extending a kind gesture, initiating the reciprocity loop can pave the way for future interactions and cooperation. However, it's essential to use reciprocity ethically and genuinely. Manipulative tactics can backfire and damage trust, ultimately undermining your influence and credibility. So, the next time you find yourself in a situation where you want to influence others, consider how you can leverage the power of reciprocity. By giving first, you open the door for others to reciprocate, creating a cycle of mutual benefit and cooperation that can lead to greater success in your endeavors. Anchoring is a cognitive bias that describes the tendency for individuals to rely heavily on the first piece of information they receive, the anchor, when making decisions. This initial reference point can significantly influence subsequent judgments and choices. In Death Note, Light Yagami strategically anchors his demands and negotiations to influence outcomes in his favor. By setting high initial expectations or demands, Light creates a reference point that shapes the perception of what is reasonable or acceptable. This allows him to control the narrative and steer conversations in his desired direction. Anchoring isn't just a tactic for fictional characters. It's a strategy used by businesses, negotiators, and even individuals in everyday interactions. Consider the last time you negotiated a price. Did the initial offer influence your perception of what was a fair price to pay? Businesses often use anchoring to their advantage by setting higher initial prices to make subsequent offers seem more attractive by comparison. This technique exploits the anchoring bias to nudge customers towards higher spending. To leverage anchoring effectively in your own life, consider how you can strategically set reference points to shape perceptions and influence decisions. Whether you're negotiating a salary, pricing a product, or presenting an argument, starting with a strong anchor can tilt the scales in your favor. However, it's essential to use anchoring ethically and transparently. Manipulative tactics that rely on deception or coercion can erode trust and damage relationships in the long run. By understanding the power of anchoring, you can harness this cognitive bias to your advantage and enhance your ability to influence others. Just like Light Yagami, who masterfully controlled conversations and negotiations through strategic anchoring, you too can use this technique to shape outcomes in your favor. Authority bias is a cognitive bias that describes the tendency for individuals to attribute greater credibility and trustworthiness to those perceived as authority figures. It's the reason we're more likely to follow the recommendations or instructions of someone we view as knowledgeable or experienced. In Death Note, Light Yagami exploits authority bias to manipulate others into obeying his commands. By projecting an air of confidence and authority, Light effectively persuades others to defer to his judgment and follow his lead, even in morally questionable situations. But authority bias isn't limited to fictional scenarios. In the real world, we encounter authority figures in various roles, from experts and leaders to professionals and celebrities. Think about the last time you followed advice from a doctor, listened to a recommendation from a trusted mentor, or respected the opinion of a renowned expert. That's authority bias in action. Businesses often leverage authority bias to their advantage by featuring endorsements from experts or celebrities to lend credibility to their products or services. This association with authority figures can influence perceptions and persuade consumers to trust and purchase what's being promoted. To harness authority bias in your own life, consider how you can establish and leverage your credibility and expertise in relevant domains. Whether it's through credentials, experience, or reputation, positioning yourself as an authority figure can enhance your influence and persuasive power. However, it's crucial to use authority ethically and responsibly. Misusing authority or misleading others can lead to distrust and backlash, undermining your credibility and influence in the long run. By understanding the psychology behind authority bias, you can strategically position yourself as a trusted authority and enhance your ability to influence others. Just like Light Yagami, who commanded respect and obedience through his perceived authority, you too can leverage this cognitive bias to shape perceptions and outcomes in your favor. As we conclude our deep dive into the world of psychological persuasion, remember this: knowledge is power. These techniques aren't just interesting tidbits, they're potent tools in your arsenal for mastering human interaction. But our journey doesn't end here. If you found value in what you've learned, assert your influence by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Join us as we continue to unravel the mysteries of persuasion, unlocking new levels of success together. Until next time, stay empowered, stay influential, and never underestimate the power of persuasion. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next chapter.